All right, hello, and welcome to the final week of the regular football season for the NAGA Football League. Today, we are watching Wichita take on OKC, Oklahoma City being the hosting team. And today is a fight for some playoff spots. That is what today is about. Today, we've got some really good teams today. I mean, these two teams are just fantastic. We have a couple people who, around the league, believe that the Wichita quarterback should be named MVP, Mr. David Kreutzer. On the other side of that, we have Brandon Gilligan, again, one of the top-end quarterbacks for the entire league. Very great and smart with his passing, few interceptions. However, of course, games that I have commentated on, he's thrown a pick, so we'll see if that continues today. We're going to go ahead and we're going to look at some of the graphics that are here today, heading on into this game. You can see over here the Atlantic standings, the Central Division, Wichita, and OKC. Now, this is a game for that top division spot. If Wichita wins, they should be able to take and supplant the spot from OKC. Wichita would then considerably be seed number 3. This is pretty huge. OKC would then fall. But if OKC wins today, they will hold the general record, and they will maintain their status. There are a couple things going on throughout the league. We still do not know some of the status for some of the games, but we hope that you have enjoyed those games for now, as we are recording this a little bit in advance. Should Virginia Beach lose, this holds a theory that if OKC wins, they could possibly take the second seed from Virginia Beach maintaining their ability to stay in the playoffs. However, if Wichita wins, then it'll be a little bit of a difference there. We'll have to figure that out. All things shall be figured out in time. Of course, if you look over the Pacific version, but we don't have a team there today. So we'll go ahead and leave those standings in. That's the Atlantic playoff picture. We have Orlando at the hunt. Again, once again, in the Central Division, OKC holding it steady, Wichita being in the 5th seed. OKC would be taking on Memphis, and Wichita would be taking on Richmond, if all things are together at the end of this the same. Here's the playoff bracket, obviously, just as I had stated before. And let's hope that some chaos happens this week. Let's hope things get shaken up. Nobody likes to see a playoff picture remain steady into the Week 8. This is the time for teams to push, to win, to upset, things of that nature. Let's go ahead and head into the expert picks. So OKC has a 76% chance of winning based on 1,000 simulations. Danny and James both taking Wichita. However, Danny thinks it's a very close game by just 1 point. No more than 14 points for Wichita, winning 14-13. And James thinking that it'll be a 30-24 victory by 6. However, Joe and Dave believe OKC is going to blow out Wichita. Either way, 41-24 and 21-6. It'll be interesting to see who wins. Let's go ahead and dive in to the game. And we welcome you back to the Train Depot, the home of the NAGA League. As we wait for this coin toss, Wichita will receive. Interesting choice. Both offenses looking to drive down the field and put their mark on this game. Go ahead and adjust the camera views as Visconti kicks it away. And this will be Braxton, number 10. He is taken down at around the 21. 1st and 10. These two teams are very, very bitter rivals, to say the least. Both have great offenses. Both have somewhat good defenses. We're going to see how these two things play out against each other in the final game of the final season. Oh, here we go. Kreutzer back to throw. Passes to Warner. He's taken down at the line of scrimmage, but there's a flag. Offsides against the defense. And I apologize, as I meant to say the final game of the final week of the regular season between these two as they have faced off before this year. It'll be 1st and 5 now. Kurtzer handing off to Cousins. Cousins breaking up the middle. There's a fumble. Cousins picks it back up. My goodness. That is a scary sight. You do not want to give any of these offenses a free shot at the end zone from their own territory. That would not be good. Kurtzer back to pass. Heavy blitz. Goodness. Westbrook with the sack. Number 55. That'll be a loss of 7. Kurtzer back to pass. Delayed blitz. Throwing out to Cousins, who runs it out to the sideline. 3rd and 12. 8 minutes, 40 seconds remaining. Okay, defense has quite the talent. Lots of stars, 2 superstars. Only one sort of average player starting in their secondary as Cousins gets the handoff. Drives forward. It'll be 4th and 6. Interesting call on 3rd down. Suppose Wichita didn't want to have to risk any sort of interception or fumble like last time, but then again, they did run it, so curious. And the punt is off. Clevenger booting it into the end zone. Unfortunate. Number 10 unable to get there in time. OKC will take over at their own 20-yard line with 8 minutes exactly remaining in the first quarter. Gilligan motions a man inside. Gilligan hands it. Man in the backfield. Clark taken down by Wilson. And that is Sharif Wilson, the defensive tackle, number 97. And looking at this Wichita defense, they have quite the talented defense as well. Lots of stars, a superstar. Gilligan back to pass, launching it over the middle. Richardson. What a threaded needle. I can never say enough about Brandon Gilligan's accuracy. I mean, perfectly in between the arms of the defender and right into the hands of his receiver. Gilligan motioning a man to the right. As he surveys, he's going to hand it off to Clark, who's going to get the first down. Dragged down. It'll be 1st and 10 at their 33. Again, high praise for Wichita, but again, as I've stated before, Brandon Gilligan, he has some talented wide receivers, and he's a very accurate quarterback. As Clark gets the handoff, and he takes it up. About a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. You look at the roster, Jamal Edwards, elite talent known across the league. Adrian Turner, a budding superstar, and Tayshaun Richardson, a star. And behind him, the 4th string, as Gilligan back to pass, delayed blitz. Turner heads up, spins around. He's heading upfield. He's taken down at around the 41. 1st and 10. Right beneath Tayshaun Richardson is DeAndre Knight, who's also a star. This receiving core is ridiculous in OKC. Quite the talented offense, I must say. Gilligan motions a man to the right. Gilligan back to pass. Another delayed blitz. That's Turner, number 88, and he will be taken down. Adrian Turner with the reception as he heads out for a breather. And again, I mean, right off the bat, Brandon Gilligan, 3 of 3 for 41 yards. This is just precision personified. Gilligan hands off to Clark. Ooh, taken down behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 6. Out comes DeAndre Knight, as I was saying before, a star. Back in comes Adrian Taylor. Unfortunate that the defense was able to read that. Clark rushing, and he drags the defender up for the first down. Incoming Kasim Garvin, subbing in for DeMarquez Clark after another first down gain. DeMarquez Clark on the day, 5 rushes for 9 yards. Already OKC moving the ball efficiently. Gilligan back to pass, launching it to Turner. Turner shakes it, unable to stay up, and falls down for a gain of 5. Substitutions, my goodness. Knight and Clark are in for Turner and Garvin. OKC not playing around when it comes to keeping their players healthy and able to hold their breath when they need to. Can't catch your breath, you're not going to be able to run the ball efficiently. especially with those running backs they've got. As Gilligan delayed blitz again. Gilligan to Knight, and he runs out of bounds. Randy Gilligan, another first down. I must say, although Wichita has a pretty nice defense and their secondary's got a couple stars, you can't do much against this offensive receiving core. It's ridiculous. Gilligan back to pass, 4-man rush. Surveying, wide open is Clark, and he runs in for the end zone. Touchdown to Marquez Clark. And in comes Kasim Garvin. If all but the extra point. PAT is good. My goodness. I mean, this is why there are some detractors against Kreutzer having the MVP. You have someone like Brandon Gilligan, who, yes, he has talented receivers, as Visconti kicks it off, but he just does more. Braxton heads to the left, taken to, oh goodness, at the 22-yard line. I mean, you look at Wichita's talent, they've got 2 superstars, a star, they've got a tight end star, a running back who's a superstar. I mean, they've just got more talent than the 3 receivers that OKC has. As Clayton volishes forward, my goodness, number 4. Who was that? For the OKC defense, my goodness, that was Tyrell Augustine just getting blasted by the fullback Clayton and holding his own. Kreutzer back to pass, empty formation, throws it, caught by Alexander. That was very, very close. Face mask against the defense. That's Lisenby, number 20. It's unfortunate free safety Lisenby made quite the plays in the last game that we saw them. It's David Kreutzer, 2 of 2 for 5 yards today. Not exactly the game Wichita is looking for. 4-man rush, dumps it off to Warner. Warner heads up for about a gain of 5. That'll be 2nd and 5. Again, as I must state, this Wichita offense has done quite the number, but when you have much more talent than the other team and you can't put as much yards as a major blitz is coming, throws it away. Good choice by Kreutzer. Oh my goodness, that poor lineman. I mean, bull rushed by a D lineman, having a blitzing linebacker coming in right behind him. I mean, that's a miracle he held up. Kreutzer back to pass. Another blitz coming in. Passes to Braxton. Caught right over number 23. That is the superstar, Tyrus Lane. Just getting mossed right over. Not much you can do in that situation. Malcolm Braxton is their number 1 wide receiver as Kreutzer back to pass. Gonna dump it off to Cousins, TFL. 2nd and 11. That'll be Lunsford, Cedric, number 90 for the defensive line. Kreutzer back to pass, surveying. Wide open Braxton, but he's taken down just short. My goodness, inches away. What a stop. But will it be enough? Can they hold this defense? Can they hold this offense, apologies, to 3 outs? As Kreutzer now has 7 of 8 for 59 yards. Kreutzer under center, surveying, pitches it out. Touchdown, Cousins, the exact same way that OKC scored a diving running back into the end zone. And just when you talk about how someone possibly shouldn't be up for the award, they take their team and drive down the field. The kick is up, and the kick is good. We are in for a good game today. Speculators believe that this game could be a 60-plus point game combined. Should be interesting as Rupert kicks it off. Edwards, number 15, taking it out, and he is stopped just short of the 20-yard line. 18-yard line. 1st and 10. 1 minute and 26 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Gilligan, 3 wide receivers. Surveying the defense, hands it off to Clark. Clark, 1 man to beat. Not enough. 2nd and 6 at the 22. It's unfortunate. Clark just done something, anything. He had open field all day to the left. That could have been a touchdown. Gilligan motioning the man to the right, the defense adjusting. 4 linebackers in the back. They were ready for this run, but Clark muscles forward. My goodness. 3rd and 2. There's just not enough you can say about the running backs in the NAGA. They're incredible. They don't just take 5 yards, 3 yards. They take 3 and 5, and then they add an additional 3 or 5 on top of it as well. Gilligan back to pass, lofting it over to Clark. Clark outruns his man, and he's running downfield. Taken down by number 6. Kasim Garvin now subbing in for Clark as Gilligan. Well, it was a simple check down. Amazing. 1st and 10 at the opposing 32. 112 yards on just 7 passes. Garvin unable. Unfortunate. Clark coming back in, taking only a slight respite as Dinkins is credited. And that'll be the end of the 1st quarter. So much action. You get caught up into it. You don't realize what the time is on the scoreboard. And next thing you know, we're in the 2nd quarter. This will be 2nd and 9 at the 31. Gilligan under center. My goodness, this OKC offense. Clark gets the handoff, hurdles a man, and he's going up for about a gain of 2. That'll be 3rd and 6. Apologies, that'll be a gain of 3. In comes Kasim Garvin for Clark. 5 plays for 53 yards, 1 pass for 41 yards. That is incredible. Gilligan just knowing who to find and where to throw as Gilligan back to pass. Coverage all over the place. He's unable to come down with it. And I believe that was number 87. And that, if I remember correctly, should be Tayshawn Richardson. Unfortunate. Built like a tight end, and it's about as slow as a tight end when it comes to snatching the ball into the air. The kick, ooh, off the top left. No good. Visconti. I believe that is one of his rare misses, too. My goodness, so close. Almost had a lead change. Kreutzer motion the running back to the right. And Kreutzer takes it himself, and he gets a gain. And I believe that's a 1st down. They'll say 2nd and inches. My goodness. This man wants that division title. That's what he wants. As he rushed. And they'll give him 10 yards, but they'll say it's inches away. Kreutzer under center, 9 minutes, 5 seconds, 2nd and inches. At the 38, hands it off. Cousins. Oh, my goodness. Number 94, Ragsdale. Wow. And that's Jordan Ragsdale, the 2nd defensive tackle, making plays today. Handing it off to Cousins again, and Cousins dives forward, but it's not enough. That'll be 4th and 3. Man, such a promising start for Wichita. And, you know, it's unfortunate. These players are all playing above their skill level as the punt is away, and this could be inside. Oh, just shy. He was just too slow. Almost a 1st and 10 at their own 1-inch line. OKC now at the 20 for the touchback. 1st and 10. 8 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the quarter. Gilligan back to pass. Blitz coming. Turner catches, heads upfield. That'll be a gain of about 6. 2nd and 4 at their 26. When I watch the OKC offense, I notice a lot of things. One being that Gilligan is ridiculous as he takes the handoff himself. Ooh. Wichita's not going to allow that one. 3rd and 2, 28, gain of 2. Yeah, if I'm the head coach, Gilligan has the hottest of hands right now. He's literally not missed. Throw it, maybe? But maybe they know more than me. 3rd and 2, motions a man out. Gilligan hands it off to Clark. Clark easily gets the 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 33. 7 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. As DeMarquez Clark has 24 yards on 9 rushes and 55 receiving yards on 2 catches. Gilligan back to pass. Burrows will grab it for about 2 yards at the 35. Burrows had quite the game the last time the OKC offense was showcased under my watchful eye as I am shifting about. And Brandon Gilligan actually has one incompletion today as Gilligan back to pass, launching it, throws it to Richardson. He's down at the 50, 1st and 10. Me personally, I don't exactly remember where he missed it. Perhaps I'm so all in the hype of Brandon Gilligan that I missed the miscompletion as it would be, as Clark takes the pass, or the handoff, my apologies, runs it up 2nd and 1 at their 40, at the opposing 41. My goodness, the incompletion is taking me so off kilter. I was so ready to see him be 9 of 9, and instead he's 8 for 9. I'm curious. Gilligan motions amazing, going to take it himself, but he is not fast enough. Again, I don't fully understand the thought process behind this, as Webb will take it down, taunting inside the huddle. That almost got someone suspended last time. We'll see what this does for him after this game. The commissioner will probably be looking into it. Gilligan back to pass. Wide of that, man. Who was that? That seemed to be either Burrows or Scully, but Burrows is pretty fast, so I had to believe Scully might have come in there for that one. As you do see Scully on the right end over there. The kick. Punt is out of bounds at the 20. I will definitely say this. If a suspension or a game, sit out is required, as handoff to Cousins. Ooh, taken down immediately. Not a gain of 3. 2nd and 7. That could impact heavily. Now, if I could recall exactly who that was, as we flip back to the Wichita defense here for a second, I believe that was Malik Muhammad, as Cousins hurdles a man, and about a gain of 2 or 3. It's now 3rd and 3. Jarvis Malone coming in for Calvin Cousins. Muhammad or Skinner, I believe. Actually, no, I am completely wrong. It is actually Andre Webb, their inside linebacker. As they hand off to Malone, immediately pushing the pile. Oh my goodness, TFL. 4th and 8. Calvin Cousins comes immediately back in as Augustine gets the TFL. Now, Wichita does run a 4-3 defense, so this actually wouldn't be too bad. Andre Webb would be, sort of a semi-packaged man. He does not really on the field as much, as Lisenbeat takes the return. About a gain of 4 yards on that one. 1st and 10 of the 37. 4 minutes and 20 seconds remain. As every man who understands that joke is screaming hallelujah for 420. Gilligan motioning a man to the left. And there is a flag for that horrible joke I made. They will give it as a false start against the offense, against Cromwell. So it seems even if Wichita does seem to face any sort of issues from the league for that taunting inside the huddle, it won't impact them too much. And Gilligan, 1st and 15, motions the man to the right. Under center, hands it off to Clark, immediately rips that man off, and he is going to get a gain of about 2, 2nd and 13. Both number 30 and 13 are slow to get up. That is Clark. As Gilligan back under center, motioning the man again to the right, and pitches it out to Clark. Clark pushing forward. My goodness. That'll be 3rd and 8. Seeing Garvin comes in for Clark. At this point, I would seem to look at the defense and I'd say, look, we may have missed 2 passes, right? But we've completed over 9 of them, so let's throw the ball perhaps. Clark is nice as Gilligan goes back to launch it, throwing deep and unable to come down with it. That was number 30 for the Wichita defense. That was Davion Connolly, defensive back, number 1 cornerback. Great defensive play there. Gilligan completes that, and I think that's a touchdown right there. The punt is away. Too much sauce on that hit. Number 15 unable to down it. 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Wichita will take over with 3 minutes and 3 seconds remaining in the 2nd quarter. Kreutzer immediately snaps it, doesn't even hesitate, dumps it off to Cousins. Cousins falls backwards a bit, and they'll say that's a gain of 8, 2nd and 2. Injury, unfortunately, you hate to see it. Knee injury to Ragsdale, not expected to return. And that was a man who made a wonderful play. It's unfortunate. He's going to be out. I'm sure this defense is going to mightily miss him. Cousins, up the middle. My goodness. 1st and 10 at the 36. Just all sorts of space. And we have to give props to Kreutzer. Kreutzer started out pretty rough, and Kreutzer now is, I believe, 9 of 10. He's doing wonders. Sorry, 8 of 9. Westmoreland catches to the left, and he's going to receive about 4 yards, 2nd and 6. Now he is 9 of 10. So that'll be the 2-minute warning for the second half. We are all tied up 7-7. What started off as a really hot scoring game cooled off almost immediately. These two defenses are making mincemeat of these offenses. Cousins pushing the pile. He's going to gain timeout. First timeout in the game from OKC. They really want that ball back. That'll be 3rd and 2. Kreutzer, empty backfield. Back to pass. Delayed blitz. Wide open is Green, number 16, and he's going to score. My goodness, a blown assignment. There's no excuse right there. Absolutely no excuse for you to bite that hard on a ball that is nowhere near jumping range for you. My goodness. Go! Wichita kick is up, and it is almightily good. Wichita up 14-7. My goodness. You have to give props to the offense, but you also have to call it as it is. If that defensive back doesn't come forward to do whatever he was trying to do, I think there's at least less than 6 points put on the board on that play. Edwards, oh my goodness, he's got Green up the side. He is taken down by number 6 at the 44. And that number 6, if I can find them on this depth chart, as they are all over the place in the Axis football game. That was strong safety Lamar Draper. Gilligan motions the man to the left. Gilligan back to pass. Just wide of number 86. And that, once again, is Jamie Burrows. Unfortunate. 10 of 14, Brandon Gilligan. What started off as a perfected game. So he's now cooled off of it. Brandon Gilligan, delayed blitz. Ooh, what a great pass breakup. It's unfortunate we could not see. Number 17, actually. Who was that? That would be their superstar, Ricky Thornton, outside linebacker. What a great heads-up play that was. Gilligan making all sorts of plays with that dump-off, and he came in and swatted away. Gilligan, hands off to Clark, right into the teeth of the defense. My lord. And Wichita will take their first timeout, 4th and 7 for OKC. OKC looking to punt, looking for any sort of inside the 20, and he will just immediately kick it out. However, not Lisenby, I apologize. I saw the B and immediately went there. I believe that is Sosa B. Let me see how you pronounce that. I believe that's Sosa B. What an incredible catch. Not letting them get any more yards in that punt. Kreutzer back to pass, delayed blitz off to Alexander. Fumbled. Braxton picks it up. Oh my goodness. Every time Wichita has fumbled, they have recovered. And that has got to be killing OKC. If OKC picks that up, that could have been a touchdown. Kreutzer back to pass, dumps it off to Alexander again. Alexander pushing forward. 50 seconds remaining. They will not call a timeout. This is interesting. 1st and 10 at their own 32. 40 seconds remaining, and time is ticking. Yet no timeout. Kreutzer motions a man to the left. Kreutzer back to pass. Delayed blitz again. Wide open is Clayton. Clayton pushing to the outside, and he will get out of bounds just in time. 1st and 10 at their own 44 with 27 seconds remaining. At this point, you've got to think maybe a deep shot down the left. Trips to the left, it looks like over there. Kreutzer back to pass. Oh my goodness. Wow. 2nd and 17. Wichita is not calling a timeout. Sean Westbrook. I don't understand why you wouldn't call a timeout here. They've got 7 seconds remaining. Kreutzer's going to motion a man out to the left. They've got 4 seconds remaining. He's going to go back to pass. He's going to launch it deep. That's swatted away. You hate to see it. Wichita should have called a timeout there. But now, well, we're into the third quarter, ladies and gentlemen. 5 plays, 16 yards, 1 minute and 29 seconds. That is too much time as we head into the third quarter. Wichita had a bit of a staring match there. My goodness, they didn't really want to start the game yet. They heard all the trash I was talking. Edwards back to return, pushes up to about the 24. OKC 1st and 10. It's quite the shame. You get sacked and you have about 30 seconds left and you just let it tick on down for nothing. Gilligan back to pass. The running back just launching down there. Unable to come down. Unfortunate. That would be DeMarquez Clark, and he had a wide open break. That should have been an easy catch. Gilligan being failed by his wide receivers after his hot hand today. Gilligan under center, motioning number 15 out to the left. Again, a linebacker blitz. He avoids it, but it's just not enough. He's taken down for a loss. That is Arrington, number 94. 3rd and 17 at their own 17. Gilligan motions the man to the right. Gilligan takes the snap. 4-man rush. Throwing it deep into coverage. Oh, my. 4th and 17. It seems as though Wichita has picked up on some of OKC's tricks. A lot of the pass plays that were allowing them to move down the field in the first quarter and the second quarter somewhat as the punt is away are being taken away. So Sabi, and he's taken down almost immediately. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 40. Wichita has some pretty decent starting field position. We shall see how this plays out. 1st and 10, Kreutzer back to pass, delayed blitz. Warner, oh my, no one near him as he's taken down. About 20 yards after he caught the ball. Goodness, nobody knew where he was. 1st and 10 at the 38. That'll be 3 receptions for 27 yards for Bobby Warner. Kreutzer hands it off to Cousins, and my goodness, they avoided a massive TFL there. 2nd and 5, 8 minutes and 35 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Calvin Cousins, 10 rushes for 28 yards, but 3 receptions for 12 yards and a touchdown. Kreutzer motions the man out, hands it off to Cousins, who has a wide open lane, and that'll be a 1st down for Wichita. What was once OKC's domination is now flipped on its head, and Wichita at OKC is taking care of business here. Calvin Cousins, 11 rushes, for 33 yards. Kreutzer back to pass, blitz, almost hit him. Green, taken down quite heavily too. 2nd and 6 to 24. Kreutzer under center, motions a man to the right, handing it off to Cousins. Cousins right into that D-line, and he only gets about, I want to say 2 yards. 3rd and 3 at the 21. Perhaps maybe 3. Kreutzer again hands it off to Cousins, and he is stopped short. 4th and inches. What a stop. That was desperately needed by OKC. If you let up another touchdown, it's 21-7, and at that point, it's really difficult to come back. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 35-yard field goal completed. It's the third quarter with 6 minutes and 54 seconds. Wichita leads 17-7. And he boots it away. Number 15, Edwards, receives the catch. And he's taken down immediately. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Gilligan, motioning a man from the right to the left.
Go.
Hands off to Clark, immediate TFL. That is number 94, Arlington. Defensive tackle. Gilligan under center. Motioning a man once again. Trips to the left, it looks like. Clark, immediate TFL, and this time by Wilson. My goodness. I mean, both teams just rushing it a lot. Like, a little bit too much for my taste. Gilligan motioning the man to the right. And there is a flag against the offense for a false start against Eric Dahl. This is not what you want to see. 3rd and 20 at their own 9. 5 minutes, 45 seconds remaining in the third quarter. I mean, this is just... It's almost as if they're falling apart right now. This is not the OKC team that we saw in the beginning. Gilligan back to pass. Fake blitz, tossing it. Unable to come down with it. And that'll be 4th and 20. Punt is away. Number 4 takes it and immediately stopped. My goodness. 1st and 10 at the 47. And the starting field position just keeps getting better and better for Wichita. This could really, truly be an upset. Cousins takes it, rushes up the middle for about a gain of 7. 2nd and 3rd. Hands it off to Cousins again. Immediate first down and taken down by number 55. It's unfortunate. I do honestly believe that once OKC lost their man Ragsdale, I think that just opened up the running game. And I do believe that is exactly why Wichita is hitting it so hard as Cousins rushes up the middle. You have a player like Ragsdale who can essentially not be as talented as some of the other players, but their presence is known almost every game. They make big stops, they make huge TFLs, sometimes even get sacks, and when they lose out and they get taken out of the game, it's a game changer, as we're watching right now. Kurtzer takes it himself, taken down almost immediately by number 22. My goodness, Calvin Cousins coming back in from alone. It is something to say about how one player, no matter the talent level, no matter the spot on the roster, can really have an impact. Kurtzer, delayed blitz coming through into Lopez. That'll be a first down. 1st and 10, 3 minutes and 45 seconds remaining at the opponent's 28-yard line. Kurtzer into center. Motions a man to the right. Surveying, hands it off to Cousins, and he evades the tackle. My goodness. He'll get a gain of 8. 2nd and 2. At the 20, they are officially in the red zone. As Cousins is subbed in for Malone, or subbed out, I apologize, for Malone. Kurtzer motioning the wide receiver to the inside. Malone immediately TFL'd. That'll be Lunsford, number 90. 3rd and 5. At this point, OKC is just looking to stop them from scoring 6. They just want them to score 3 and try to call themselves back in the game. Kurtzer motions a man to the inside. Hands it off to Cousins with all sorts of day, but it doesn't matter. Number 20 immediately stopped, and that's a huge stop right there. That's free safety J.R. Lisenby. Lisenby is all over the place today, and my goodness, if it isn't for Lisenby, this Wichita team misses the field goal. My goodness. Wow. That could be the game changer right there. It's only 1st and 20 at their own 20. but being down 17-7 than 20-7 is much better. Gilligan back to pass, delayed rush, off to Turner. Turner hurdles a man. He is up for about a gain. 8, 2nd and 2. Gilligan finding his target. Finally, after so many failed passes. Adrian Turner, 5 receptions for 46 yards with 2 missed receptions. Clark rushing forward. They will say 3rd and 1 of a 30. This is a very huge play for OKC. Linebacker, fullbacker lined up behind. Now he's motioned out. Gilligan under center, hands off to Clark. Clark easily gets the first down. That'll be 1st and 10 at the 35. There's a lot to talk about here. A lot of things to think about. DeMarquez Clark, the new running back from last week after being traded. No more Sturgill, and he's made himself known as a receiving target. As Gilligan back to pass, delayed blitz, Turner, easy pass and catch as he throws a man off. My goodness, shouldered him out of his way. For a gain of 7, 2nd and 3 at the 43. I mean, you know, it looked like there was going to be a loss of talent there, but Clark has popped up, and Clark has been a key piece to this offense. As Gilligan motions the man inside, power run formation. Clark just heaving up for that first down, and it looks like all OKC wants now is they just want small yardages. They want the small stacks to keep stacking. They're not looking for the big plays anymore. They're just trying to get that first down. 3 yards, 4 yards as Gilligan back to pass as I eat my words, and throws it to number 89. And that's, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be Liam Scully who dropped it. Right when you praise OKC, they go deep, and they pay for it. Gilligan motions the man inside. Tight end now is an extra offensive lineman. Gilligan hands it off to Clark, who gets a big gain. That'll be 3rd and 4 at the 45. And this will probably take us to the 4th quarter. Gilligan lines up with 4 wide receivers and 1 running back. And that is, we shall see what they change up after looking at that defense. 17-7, OKC trailing with 10 minutes to go. OKC out now with 3 wide receivers, 1 running back, and a tight end. Trips to the right, but now he motions a man to the left. Clark, immediate TFL. That is Arrington again. 4th and 7. If I'm OKC and they don't think like me, I would have gone for it. You got hit by 1 random TFL, and that's fine. Ooh, a shanked punt. That's going to be about the 25. My goodness, 23. Ooh. It could have been worse, but it could have been better. 1st and 10 for Wichita at their own 23. Kurtzer pitches it out to Cousins, who shoulders a man off, but is immediately taken down by number 50 for about a gain of 4. 2nd and 6. You got to think, had OKC just kept to their plan in the beginning, get those small 3 to 4 yard gains, I feel like they could have driven down the field and scored a touchdown. Go! Kurtzer back to pass, looking for a deep bomb as he's going to, my goodness, Alexander. Lots to unpack there. 2 men broke out at the back end of the field. Easy touchdowns. It goes to Alexander, who just throws the man off him and then just proceeds to gain a first down. That's a ridiculous play. Kreutzer motions the man to the right. Kreutzer back to pass. Gonna dump it off, and number 87 is just too slow. 2nd and 10. At this point, I feel like maybe you should probably have the running back run those shallow crosses. Just perhaps. Or the flats. As Kreutzer motions the man to the right. Kreutzer back to pass. Delayed blitz coming. Doesn't matter. Cousins gets it anyways. Just shy of the first down. That'll be 3rd and 2. Once again, OKC's defense just looking to stop anything. The offense hasn't helped them at all either. I mean, this could be a real massive difference in plays. Wide open is Cousins. Oh, my. Wow. 1st and 10 of the 26. I mean, you can't get more wide open than that. There is just something about that. Just can't get more wide open. First and 10, Malone sheds off the TFL. He's going to trip forward for about a gain or two. In comes Cousins. 2nd and 8. Kreutzer. 2nd and 8 at the 24. Motions a man to the inside. He's surveying. He's watching as he hands off to Cousins, and he's taken down by number 97. 3rd and 7 at the 24. Once again, here we are for OKC's defense. How many 3rd downs are they going to have to sustain? OKC hands off to Clayton. Oh my, number 58, Tankersley. And he's taunting in the huddle. Wow. Okay. And both these teams are just flirting. Absolute flirting as the kick is up. Ooh, barely good. 41-yard field goal. They're both flirting with consequences. I'll say that. The league does not take kindly to taunting inside the opposing team's huddle while they call the play. That's technically cheating. It is now 20-7, with Wichita scoring the field goal. Edwards in his own end zone, coming out to the end zone. They'll say he's up at about the 19, 1st and 10. And at this point, OKC just has to find something. They have to go back to their rhythm. You have to start stacking the small yardages. That's all you need. You don't need these 30-yard plays, bomb passes to get you out of here. Gilligan motions the man to the left. Under center, surveying. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to dump it off immediately tonight. That was a... I feel as though he was anticipating a blitz, and there just wasn't a heavy blitz there. Unfortunate. DeAndre Knight, 2 receptions for 13 yards today. Caught both his targets. 2nd and 8 at the 21-yard line. Gilligan motions the trips to the right now, 2 to the right. Man on the inside of the left. Gilligan back to pass. Ooh, major blitz as he throws. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Oh, my. You cannot drop that pass. You cannot. You just can't. Not at this stage. Gilligan back to pass. Another blitz. Turner finally. Somebody comes down with it. If Turner doesn't bail them out, I think there are serious discussions about OKC looking at the tight end room during the draft. I mean, that was ridiculous. Trips to the left, motions the man to the inside from the right. Gilligan hands it off to Clark, and he gets up to the line of scrimmage. A Wallaby with the TFL. A TFL of inches, but a TFL is a TFL nonetheless. Gilligan motions the man to the left. Gilligan, blitz coming, dumps it off to Burrows. Finally catches a pass today. Good Lord, 3rd and 7. With a little over 5 minutes remaining, can OKC score 13 points? Jimmy Burrows, 2 receptions for 5 yards on 4 targets. That is just abysmal from the Burrows that we saw the last time we commentated. Gilligan hands it off to Clark. Throws a man off, just not enough. And if I'm OKC, you have to go for it. And Arrington, leg injury, he is expected to return. Apologies, but still, he's out for a couple plays. This could be huge for OKC, who's going for it on 4th and 7. Gilligan back to pass, surveying the field. He's going to throw it way into double coverage. The one time he should have dumped it off, and he throws to double coverage. My goodness. Kreutzer back to pass at this time. It's just icing on the cake. Throwing to Warner. Taken down immediately. The question here is, will Wichita try to run the clock down, or will they simply try to score again? Bobby Warner, 4 receptions on 4 targets for 30 yards. Kreutzer pitches it out. Cousins taken down. That'll be 3rd and 3. Apologies. Under 4 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. OKC's division hopes are on the line, and unfortunately, this may be the end. Kreutzer back to pass, delayed. Blitz seemingly. Green catches it for the first down. And every first down means less chance for OKC to come back. Truly heartbreaking. David Kreutzer, 21 of 24 for 242 yards for a touchdown. Cousins throws a man off, and he's taken down for a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. And you just have to give props. Today, you have to give props to Kreutzer. I mean, this is a team that has the less talented team in specific areas, as Kreutzer motions the man to the inside, pitches it out to Cousins. Cousins throws the man off, and he's taken down for about a gain of 2. You know, you look at the wide receiver room, and Wichita does have 2 superstars, and they have a star, but they don't have an elite talent like Jamal Edwards, which we haven't heard from today. He's only returned punts and or kicks, and he's not really done much in the pass game. There's a flag down. Malone, oh my goodness, evades that hit offsides against Trevonte Thomas. 1st and 10, Wichita. I mean, you know, they do have, however, I do want to point out that Wichita does have a superstar running back, and OKC does not have that anymore. Kreutzer back to pass just all day, and wide open is Alexander. My goodness. So, yeah, I think in this situation, you would have to look at it and understand, number one, OKC lost a pretty dominant player in the defensive line. Kreutzer motions the man to the left. 2 running backs to his left and right. Go! Pitches it out to the fullback, Clayton, taken down immediately. 2-minute warning. You just have to kind of look at it, and you have to say, hey, look, they're both going to the playoffs. This is true. However, this game is a little bit different if Ragsdale doesn't get injured and is unable to come back. Motion made up, throws to Cousins. Cousins makes it up to the line of scrimmage. That is a timeout. Simon No gets the TFL. That'll be 4th and 4. And Wichita is just going to tack on an extra field goal. And the kick is up, and barely once again. I mean, Rupert is making his field goals, and he's missed a field goal. I mean, but my goodness, he is teetering on that line. Wichita off for another kickoff. This will be their 4th kickoff of the day. Rupert kicking it off to Edwards, who, again, we haven't heard much of today, and I have no clue what that defender was doing. He started skating all over the field. Perhaps he just forgot his assignment. OKC takes over at their own 24. 1 minute, 48 seconds. At this point, you just got to hope you score 14. That's all you got to hope. Gilligan back to pass, throwing to Knight. Knight evading, pushing forward. That'll be a gain of 8. It's timeout. Apologies, 9. OKC calls their 2nd timeout. Not exactly the game we were hoping for. Gilligan back to pass. Blitz coming. Wide open is Richardson, number 87. And he's going to score the touchdown. (23-13). And this is the OKC that we were waiting for all game. 2 plays, 77 yards. The PAT is good. Maybe a miracle happens. Maybe OKC onside kicks it and they get the ball back. Maybe we can finally see a miracle occur. Visconti kicks it, boots it in. Unfortunate. Conley picks it up. 1st and 10, and this will all but do it. OKC only has 1 timeout. Kreutzer, 2 running backs, back to pass, motions the man on the inside. Kreutzer back to pass, he's surveying. Oh my goodness. Wow, the fullback dropped it. I cannot believe it. A wide open pass, a wide open 1st down. And Clayton drops it. Kreutzer hands off to Cousins. Good choice to finally just run the ball, get the clock, get that timeout out of the way. And OKC is now looking potentially a victory right here. However, he's still going to take the pass. He's going to hand off to Cousins, who's going to get evading. Ooh, I think he got the first down. 4th and inches. And wide receiver Wichita loses Warner. He's not expected to come back. That is a crucial injury at this point. And Wichita is going for the field goal. They're probably going to run as much time out as they can. As we see the clock dwindling down. 26 rushing yards for 88 yards. 26 rush attempts, apologies. 5 receptions for 35 yards. Kick it, and it will be no good. 55-yard field goal wide left, and Rupert, man, you hate to see it. But if OKC can get another 77-yard play, this could be it. This could be the chance they were waiting for. OKC back to pass. Delayed blitz. Throwing it off to Vaught, who's going to get tackled inside, and that's just not what you want. You need someone to get down. 2nd and 2. They're rushing up to the line. Brandon Gilligan, 18 of 29 for 2 touchdowns. He's going to probably spike the ball here. He does. 16 seconds remaining. And, Dahl takes an injury during the spike somehow. He will be expected to return, but it is unfortunate. 3rd and 2, Gilligan back to pass. Surveying throws it out to Scully, who finally catches a pass. 1st and 10. Oh my goodness, another injury. Clark out seemingly for the rest of the game with only 12 seconds left, but he is expected to return. He should be healthy for the rest of the week. Gilligan motion the man in the back. He had a man wide open to the right. Oh, Richardson! As he rushes down the field, 5 seconds left, and this game is all but over, folks. But at this point, you just got to fight for your honor. Big reception. 20 for 31, 2 touchdowns, and 298 yards. Brandon Gilligan, 5 seconds remaining. Do they go for the touchdown, or do they just go for some yards? What will we see? Gilligan back to pass. No blitz. 4-man rush. He's just going to dump it off with 1 second left. 1 play left. You hate to see a team score for nothing, but it's unfortunate. But it is what it is. This is why you should have scored earlier in the game and not waited till the final 5 seconds. Gilligan back to pass. He's going to dump it off. My goodness. And if that's a gain of 2, he did that for 300 yards. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the game MVP today. Wichita winning 23-14. Calvin Cousins, the superstar running back. 26 rushes for 88 yards and 1 touchdown. Defensively, we have the defensive lineman for Wichita, Braden Arrington, defensive tackle star. 1 sack, 2 TFOs, and 3 tackles. As far as the stats go, we have Brandon Gilligan, who, again, as I predicted, threw for 300 yards exactly. Looking for that stat pad. If you can't score a touchdown, might as well pad your stats. 21 of 33 for 2 touchdowns and 300 yards. 0 interceptions, might I add. David Kreutzer, however, 22 yards, 22 attempts, 26... Goodness, I am messing it up, folks. 22 completions on 26 attempts. 1 touchdown, 249 yards, 0 interceptions. Let's look at the game stats. Oklahoma City game MVPs is Brandon Gilligan, quarterback. As you can see the stats there. Defensively for OKC, we have Augustine, the linebacker. Tyrell, a star. Outside linebacker, number 4, 1 TFL, 15 tackles. Go ahead and look at the team leaders today. Both quarterbacks with a pretty decent rating. Obviously, Brandon Gilligan making back up for it during the 3rd and 4th quarters of the game, as the 2nd quarter was all nothing but drops. And, of course, total plays, here we go, 64-63, 26 rush plays to 35, 37 pass to 29. And you can see it here, right? The rush yards, the pass yards, the sacks. OKC having 1 more, and both teams having 0. Go ahead and look at these players' stats. 119 rating for David Kreutzer. 26 attempts for 88 yards for rushing. And again, Calvin Cousins actually topping for receptions, both rushing and receiving today. As far as yards goes, that goes to Kayvon Green with 71 and the lone touchdown for passing. Defensively, we have Lamar Draper leading in tackles as we try to get the bar to scroll down there. Everyone with a tackle today. Braden Arrington with the lone sack. No interceptions today. TFL is led by, once again, Braden Arrington, doing a pretty fantastic job for Wichita. Apologies. Deflected passes goes to Ricky Thornton with 2. Forced fumble 0 and 0 recoveries, which is a bit odd, as they did recover 2 of them, but that would be on the offensive side. Returns is Jarvis Susabe, as I will pronounce that. Kick returns is between Malcolm Braxton and Davion Conley. Kicker Rupert had a mixed bag today. 3 field goals made on 5 attempts, but made both his extra points. Meanwhile, Clevenger, 3 punts with 2 touchbacks. Not what you want to see as a punter. Head over to the OKC side, 113 rating, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. DeMarquez Clark, 22 attempts, 55 yards, averaging 2.5, and that is going to be a demotion with a log of 9 yards. Adrian Turner leading in receptions. However, Richardson, 125 yards. Touchdowns, both DeMarquez Clark and Richardson. So as we should go back and see, did anybody drop any passes? No, it was all defensive. Nice. Terrell Augustine leading by double the amount of sacks on the team today, just all over the field. So we scroll through here. Both sacks, Sean Westbrook, defensive lineman. No interceptions. TFL's Lunsford. Ragsdale had a small day today, but he was injured pretty early on. So we scroll on through the TFLs. Deflected passes, only 1 by J.R. Lisenby. Forced fumbles, it's unfortunate. Tyrus Lane and J.R. Lisenby forcing fumbles and unable to get the recovery. Could have definitely turned the game around. 1 punt return for J.R. Lisenby. Meanwhile, 6 kick returns for Edwards. That is just not what you want to see. On the kicking side, Visconti missing his lone field goal attempt, but making both his extra points. And Kalaju, as I totally messed that mispronunciation up, 6 punts for 1 punt inside the 20 and 2 touchbacks. Again, not something you really want to see from the punters. Well, folks, that's all you have from me today. I will be heading on over to the San Antonio game after this, who is being hosted by Tucson. My 2 cents. When you look at these teams, just remember, these are bitter rivals, and they know each other very well. This 23-14 game was a lot more hard-scrapped than you may think. That'll be all for it, folks. We appreciate you all coming by and watching this game, and we hope to see you at another game. Thank you all, and we hope to see you during the playoffs as well. I am Cole, and I shall see you another time.